What's up, Ronnie? How you feeling?
Yeah, man of the people, man.
Oh, man, I love the people. This is my city.
Yeah.
It's my city.
Thanks so much. Yeah. Thanks for coming on the show, man. You just came back from Australia.
I did. I was with the Roots. Shout out to the legendary Roots crew.
Yeah.
Good time.
No, that makes sense. I saw a video of Questlove DJing in a pub in Australia, and I was like, what's he doing there? And you guys were on tour doing music.
We were. Those guys are amazing, and I'm happy to share the road with them.
Yeah, I lived in Australia for like 10 years. How was it for you?
It was good. Being an American traveling abroad is very interesting.
Oh, yeah?
These days, yeah.
How so?
People have a lot of questions.
A lot of questions about
A lot of questions. A lot of questions. Thank you for coming to my show at City Winery.
Yeah, of course.
Appreciate that.
No, I love it. Well, I'm a huge fan. I've been a huge fan.
Comes to my show.
No, I'm like playing it cool right now, but I'm like a huge fan of yours, and I've been like following your music.
I'm a fan of yours as well.
No, that's very, that's very kind. I feel so embarrassed that you even said that in front of people, but one thing I love, like I listen to albums, and you know, I think you've been in this game for like 30 years now. I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like most of it, you've been kind of like, almost pushing it indie style.
Yeah, most of it,
For most of it. And I feel like your last few albums, not this one, the latest one, Confidence of Knowing, is available on Apple and Spotify.
That's right.
But your last two, including Black Star 2 and your album before that, your solo album before that, like, you released it on like, one was on Patreon, one was on Luminary. I was like, as a fan of yours, I knew you released it, but I would have to like go and like digitally chase all your albums. It wasn't like I could just press a button and listen to it. And it reminded me of back in the day actually having to chase music down.
Yeah.
And I mean, quite frankly, it made me like appreciate it even more when I did find it, because it made it like kind of difficult to get in a way. Like, is there a reason?
It makes it special. Well, I know everybody here is a fan of Joe Rogan. And
I think
Joe Rogan is paid millions of dollars by Spotify for people to listen to his podcast. But as an artist, a musician on Spotify, I get a percentage of a penny. They don't pay any artist any music artist in advance like that. So, I mean, I think that's...
And what's your problem?
Disparity. You know what I'm saying? A disparity. So, I mean, streaming is very convenient for the fans. It's not the fans' fault. But if you really want to support music, you should go to Bandcamp. You should go to fans' website. You can come to my Bandcamp. You come to Black Star Bandcamp. You come to QualiClub.com, which is a store where I sell my merch and albums and
anything but streaming, basically.
Right. I mean, look, go listen on streaming, but then go actually support the artist.
Right. And you know, it's a mix, right? A mix of it. Some of it is that the music on streaming is so convenient, and so they use that. And the other part is people don't know. People don't know. They think that listening on Spotify or Apple Music is like helping you, you know?
Right. Well, everything is dictated by the algorithm right now. And whether it's what you listen to, what you eat, what you watch on television, even your politics. So this idea that online interaction is not real, I feel like that's kind of what's helping our current political climate. A lot of people slept on the fact that particularly the right wing was pushing online, and they were saying, you know, don't engage, just ignore that, it's not real. And it turns out that these billionaires are using their platforms to invest and help push policy and politics, and so it's affecting everything. We're turning into like Ready Player One right now.
Right. So you're saying your antidote to that is to get off the streaming services?
No, not at all. I mean, right now, as you can see, I'm on Blue Sky right now. You know what I'm saying? Because as far as I can tell, Blue Sky is the only one that is not bending the knee to Trump. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you know, there have been great communities built on TikTok, on Meta, on Facebook, on Instagram, even on X. There have been great communities that have helped people. But at a certain point, you gotta really sort of vote with your dollars and vote with your time and energy, and all our engagement that we voluntarily give to these people, we're just seen as numbers to them, and we don't even own this content. So you have to really think about where you want to put your time and energy.
Right, as a consumer, as a fan of the person. So, like, I mean, you've been in this game for like 30 years now.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note that I'm an artist that doesn't have a platinum record, but I'm still on a Daily Show 30 years later.
Right.
And I feel like that. You know, thank you. I hope that can inspire people who feel overwhelmed by like not getting the props they deserve as artists.
Okay, sure. Yeah, come on the Daily Show.
Yeah, you don't have to be mainstream to be successful.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the art there's art that you produce, and then there's commercial stuff, and they both have their benefits.
Yes.
You know, I think what really made me a fan of you was that you kind of, I think you and Mos Def were the first guys to kind of show me hip hop as an art form, and not just a consumable thing to dance at a nightclub.
Shout out to Mos Def. He has a new album with Alchemist.
Oh yeah. Well, no, don't shout him out. This is you. This is you right
that's
now.
my partner.
But I guess because you've been here for 30 years now, and you've seen what it was like 30 years ago, you've seen what it's like now. So where do you think the future of the music industry is going? You know, because it doesn't sound good from what you're saying.
I mean, yeah, I think that when it comes to hip hop, too many people think of hip hop as what the corporations are pushing on them. And the hip-hop community is way bigger than what you hear on the radio or what you see on videos. The hip-hop community is very vast. Matter of fact, I'm gonna defend the hip-hop community more than any genre. I feel like hip-hop has more social justice workers, more activists, more people that speak up than any genre, hands down. So even though we're pushed this sort of corporate, greedy, capitalistic, sexist, violent image of hip-hop, when you look at the hip-hop community as a whole, this is where the artists are becoming activists at.
Right. And but like, what I guess I was asking, like, what do you think, if you're a musician right now and you're just getting started, you know, what would you recommend to them? You know, like,
I would recommend that you stay far away from the music industry, right? and build industry around yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, make yourself a commodity. Make yourself, not a commodity, but make it about yourself and bring in traffic to what you're doing as opposed to sending traffic outside of yourself.
Okay, right, well, that's fair, yeah. Well, you know, you've been in the game a long time. You're also such a prominent activist for your community politically. Like, I hate to ask you,
oh, let's go, Ronnie.
I hate to ask you, like...
I'm here for the questions.
I know, but like...
They call me Dr. Fumar Johnson. I want all the smoke.
I hate to ask you, like, as a black man, but as a black man, can you explain, like, where this appeal for Trump is coming from, or where it's going, you think?
Well, speaking on behalf of the entire black community, because...
I'll speak for the Asians, and you speak for the...
I am king of the blacks, obviously. I think that the way that people feel, this despair they feel, to feel like the system is against them and they can't trust our leaders and they can't trust the politicians. Welcome to how it feels to be black, the whole time. We've been feeling like that the whole time. So this is not.
Well, this kind of sucks.
It does suck, and this is why people, you know, what they say. They say they want the rhythm but not the blues. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I will say this. Right now, I see a push, you know, people out there like Free Luigi. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see this push for people to be like, eat the rich and be anti-oligarch, and this push to explain class divisions and class warfare and how these billionaire class, they don't care about race. Race is a social construct, of course. It's not even real. But this idea that we have to focus on class above everything. And I want to make sure that we don't erase the marginalized people of color who started this fight for us and who often get erased at this time, because the top 90%, over the top 90%, is straight white male on purpose. So in America, because America started the idea of, you know, with the Atlantic slave trade, the construct of whiteness being above all, this kind of started with the birth of America, because it's baked into America. You can't separate race and class. Years ago, James Carville said, it's the economy, stupid. But now, it's the racism, stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't separate everything that they do when it comes to immigration, when it comes to federal workers, when it comes to the economy, is based on white nationalist ideas. This is why Elon Musk is doing Nazi salutes and no one cares. You know what I'm saying? Or they even try to defend it.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't say no one cares, but yeah, not enough people care.
This is the radical left libtards.
Yeah,
you know
we are our own tribe here. But like, well,
and I want to add to that, it's not they're fooling us by making us think it's about Democrat versus Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I've never been a Democrat. I voted Democrat before. I've never voted Republican, but I've never identified as a Democrat.
Sure.
This is not about Democrat versus Republican. This is about good versus bad. This is about colonizers versus the colonized. This is about the oligarchs versus the poor and working class people. It's not about Democrat and Republican. In this country, they change philosophies anyway.
Sure. Sure. All right, sure. Well, you know, thank you. I just want to say thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah.
Thank you for your art.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Thank you for making the world a better place.
Thank you.
Your music.
Thank you.
Your music got me through some bad days, and it also was the soundtrack for some of my better days. So thanks so much for making it, and I hope you keep making music. Thanks so much, everybody. The Confidence of Knowing is available now. Talib, Kweli, everybody.